of the Scottish Premiership.
And that's all, folks. It's Elegbete TV Radio. Follow us on social media at Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Frank Idemudia Alapa. That's my name. Talking sports is my game, and I am the greatest. I love listening to Elegbete TV Radio for undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Elegbete TV Radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen.
It's another lovely Thursday morning to be on the microphone. Even though we had technical glitches at the first live, we still have to find our way to get things done, and exactly that is what we've done. Yeah, my name is Daffy Matthew. Second, you love to come with the Elegbete on Sports. It's the Sports Buffet, in case you don't know, and we're streaming live on Elegbete TV Sports YouTube channel. And then if you're there, the way the show is done, I take the first 30 minutes to take you through the news, my own musing and whatever, and then I come back to you on the comment section and we get it going on. Yes, we saw Chelsea defending yesterday like Kalejaye Ibrahim Adewale, whether it's Gbadiashile or Gbadiashile, I don't know, but that defending was terrible. And when you think that the defending was bad, they say that when the striker scored, the first place to defend is to attack. And when you think that the defending for Chelsea was terrible, look at Joao Felix properly and you ask yourself, what sort of a striker are you? Balloon the ball in the sky, wasting empty net, missing everything, Yakubu in the ball when you needed it. It was terrible for Chelsea, and they've been knocked out. You can't go to Toonside and be playing like that, like a cartoon team, and you hope to win a game. They've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. So the last 8, Arsenal are there, and somehow Nwaneri is really twisting Mikel Arteta to say, I need that Martin Odegaard slot. I want to be the guy. And that left foot, not really as educated as Lionel Messi or quite a few other left-footed players, but someone, if given a chance, that can make it count. I just think that maybe lack of experience is the reason why Arteta is not playing him. But I know that a certain coach called Arsene Wenger would play him in the Premier League and say, damn, hell be damned, and let him play. But then Arteta is chasing something. Tottenham Hotspur coach Ange Postecoglou kept up with his promise by saying he wins title, at least a trophy every second season, and he's on course to doing that as he beats injured and battered Manchester City. But I don't think that the injury is the reason why they lost that game yesterday. There could be 2 reasons. One, they were wasteful. Gundogan was not in his best element. And I saw Man City play 4-1-4-1 formation. It's been a while. And then they had a chance to bring on the Norwegian Tor, the man who makes a difference for them, but they refused. Probably the man has looked at him and said, you know what? I don't have need for this competition. This is the first competition that Pep Guardiola won in English football, just the same way it's the first competition that Jose Mourinho won in English football, but I think it's beginning to lose taste of it. But that's not an excuse. Tottenham Hotspur got value for their goal. The first goal, wow, what a cross for that to come in. And Timo Werner scored the one that you don't expect him to score. And then when they were on the counter and he was through on goal, he missed it, and he showed us this is the Timo Werner that you all know, and there was no difference about it. But then Manchester United, what a game that was. Yeah, Ruud van Nistelrooy was sitting there, and it was a rude health because the way they played in such a way that you could say this is how Man United should play. Some people would say he's a new coach Barnes, but I look at that team and I say, oh, you bunch of saboteurs, devils incarnate, playing in the jerseys of Manchester United. So you can play this good, you can score this well, you can be this good. Well, it could also be a case of Leicester City not in the party, not defending well, horrible in their play. But then did you see that first goal from Casemiro? What a goal that was. And I thought that Garnacho could have scored 1, 2, 3 more goals in that game. But then it is football. These things happen. But just sometimes you just feel like some of these players, these are my thoughts, some of these players sabotage the coach. And I agree that the coach Eric Ten Hag was a very poor coach. He wasn't good, and his attitude was also very, very disgusting. The way he talked in the press conference and the way he tactically arranges his team, you would sabotage him. If I play for him too, I might sabotage him. But hey, some of these players were just earning money at the expense of the club and not doing well. Manchester United are still stuck in 14th position in the league, but they made progress. They are in the last 8 of the Carabao Cup or whatever we call it, the League Cup, and we will see how they go from there. Tottenham Hotspur made progress by beating Manchester City, and then Newcastle made progress by beating Chelsea. Arsenal beat Preston North End 3-0, keep a clean sheet, but then some other players are calling. I thought Raheem Sterling didn't do himself any good. He had multiple chances to score in that game, but he was wasteful, just like Joao Felix and quite a few other players who couldn't put the ball in the net. But then the injuries are piling up for Manchester City. The title race is going to be interesting. Liverpool were 5-2 to the good against. No. So Liverpool were not 5-2 to the good. It was 3-2 to the goods. Was Man United that is 5-2 to the goods. 3-2 to the goods against Brighton. And what I loved about that game, the Liverpool game, was the first goal by Cody. The second goal too was beautiful, but Cody Gakpo, Jesus Christ, that brother is mean. Like, that's a mean goal. The first one, and then the second one, and then my Uruguayan Colombian now, my South American brother who made it 3 goals. But then that Lamptey goal, where's this deflection and all that? But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you get it and you get lucky. Okay, but for you out there, what was your meat of the night? What was the game that really got you? Like, wow. Is it Chelsea's horrible defending and wastefulness of Joao Felix? Is it Manchester United scoring 5 goals in a single game when in the entire Premier League season, I'm not sure they've been able to do that. 3 matches in the Champions League, they've not been able to do that. But in one single game, and not just against any like Preston North End or Wrexham or one weak team, it's Leicester City, a Premier League side. They scored 5 goals against them. It was, for me, it's a bit shocking. It's a bit surprising, and it tells me that these players know what they were doing. You could see all of a sudden Rashford being pinpointed with his crossing. Everything was going well. Even the one that was sudden, they call him new coach Barnes, they call it whatever, but I think that the character of Eric Ten Hag was as smelly as the stubbornness of Kalajayi Ibrahim Adewale, and we saw that happen. But then, whatever your talk is, you should take it. I'm asking Arsenal fans: do you think that Nwaneri should be starting in the Premier League the way he played? Forget about the goals now. The way he played, his movement, his transition, his hold-up play, his ability to pick a pass, his ability to move, with or without the ball. Do you think it's got the reason to play? Well, Manchester United are being stingy a bit, or Ineos are being stingy a bit. They're still negotiating. It's going to take some time for Sporting Lisbon manager Ruben Amorim to come in. Sporting Lisbon sources respond to Sir Dave Brasford's Ruben Amorim claim after Ineos director insisted a deal for the Portuguese boss to join Man United is done. Well, it's not done. So we're going to wait till somewhere later after the next international break before then. But my question is, if Ruud van Nistelrooy keeps winning like this and get the team going, should they continue looking for Ruben? Should they continue pushing to pay £8.3 million to get Ruben Amorim when they have a free man who can get them scoring? Because, what was really missing in the Manchester United team is not the fact that they cannot play football, just the fact that they can't score. And if you score 5 goals in one game, there could be a little bit of rethinking the exercise. Gary Neville slams Eric Ten Hag for making 2 of the worst signings in United history as he blames former manager and club chief for panic buy. Wait a minute. The 2 worst signings in Manchester United history are in this squad. Are you really serious right now? I could go. Somebody signed Bebe for Manchester United, though. Manchester United. Somebody signed Abdoulaye Bebe for Manchester. You don't forget that guy. Is it that you are afraid to attack your former boss? Because somebody signed Bebe, somebody signed Eric Jemba. I don't know. I don't know whether Gary Neville don't forget. His thinking faculty have gone to to the toilet, or as my daughter says it, he's gone to skibidi toilet. I don't know, but to go and be saying, no, Manchester United have had some terrible signing that you cannot even think about. Like, if you really want to think about it, Bobby should come and tell me. I mean, I'm not a fan of Eric Ten Hag, but I think that they've done more terrible signings than any other, than this era. So somebody also signed Danny van der Beek, let's not forget. So all this talking of signing, Manchester United don't sign some shit. Don't sign some shit. And I'm going to check you out on some of these names, okay? And Baby is there. Eric Jemba is there. Somebody signed Memphis Depay. Somebody signed Wilfred Zaha. Somebody signed Kleberson. Somebody signed Alexis Sanchez. One Sebastian Veron, neither here nor there. And you think that Morgan Schneiderlin, remember, somebody signed that guy from Southampton that year. And you think that it is Eric Ten Hag that have signed the was? I mean, let me just pretend that, what's it called? Gary Neville is high on something. Well, one man who needs the international break very fast is Pep Guardiola right now because of the way the injuries are piling up. The man is not happy with the injuries, but he's got to live with it. Where Eric Ten Hag was awkward and still Ruud van Nistelrooy thrive. Ian Herbert on the interim who burned his Man United bridges, but is now bringing the electricity back. Okay, not only one game, but you know English press will always be English press. Ruben Amorim set to be confirmed as Man United manager as the club agreed to pay Sporting Lisbon £9.2 million, but Ruud van Nistelrooy will stay in charge for 3 more games after trashing Leicester 5-2. Man United fans, what says you? Pep Guardiola blames Manchester City being a hungover for FA Cup final defeat. Chief of them all is Jack Grealish. 5 months after Wembley clash, after Jack Grealish and co-party days before the match. I told you Jack Grealish is the chiefest of that one. Mikel Arteta can't keep the door half open for Inter Nwaneri any longer. This was a breakout night for a star with much promise, according to Isan Khan, after his stunning goal in their 3-0 win at Preston North, his third goal in the Carabao Cup right now. So, to my Arsenal fans, do you think that the boy has shown enough to be given a chance to start playing? But what a goal that was from Casemiro. I mean, see, Casemiro was just different. This same Casemiro that was playing like Andrea Chavez's final days at Arsenal, like he was not interested, that he doesn't know how to play football. I was beginning to wonder whether they bought a clone, they bought a Jubril of Casemiro, because the Casemiro I know in Real Madrid, that guy knows where the ball is going. He reads the game very well. He doesn't even need to score. He knows how to break play and everything and set his team going. And all of a sudden in Eric Ten Hag's team, he was playing like a pregnant dog. And I was wondering, like, what the problem with this guy? But then, you know, all of a sudden he's showing me your true colors, showing his true colors, and everybody is happy. But it's just one game anyway. Mickey van der Ven reduced to tears as the Tottenham defender is substituted against Man City with an hamstring injury. Not again. Would that be a problem for Tottenham Hotspur? And again, I ask this question. Between making top 4 and winning a Carabao Cup, which one would Spurs rejoice over the most? Well, we all know that Spurs are bottlers, and they are not just bottlers, but they are also saboteurs. They self-sabotage a lot. They can decide, you know what, if, for instance, making top 4 will make Arsenal win the league, Spurs can decide, you know what, no, let's not make top 4. Let's even relegate so that Arsenal doesn't win it. But hey, which would be a better, result for Ange Postecoglou if the season ends? Would he be winning the Carabao Cup in February, or would he be making the top 4? There's so many to talk about. Does yesterday result say anything about the Arsenal the Chelsea situation with the Enzo Maresca? Is it coaching problem yesterday, or players just not living up to the billing? A whole lot to talk about. But before we come and talk about all of that, let's go to the news as put together by the amazing, wonderful Timothy Deimbo, who's giving us something to chew about in the news segment. moment, and let's go straight to that and see what the brothers put together for us. Like I always say, if you meet him on Twitter or IG is at TMT Dayimbo. Please help me send him a shout out and tell him thank you for the good job that he's doing on the show. And to all of you who's supporting this channel, who's pushing the channel, who's making the channel great, I really do appreciate it. If you've not subscribed, please do it to subscribe to the channel. We'll be here to always try as much as possible to do content that would, inspire you, that will make you feel comfortable and make you feel loved and be a part of this community. But that said, please, we need to grow very, very fast. We're working on a line now that is very, very tight. When it's in, on a very, very tight leash, and we need to run fast and get past the 16,000 and match up to 20,000. That's the target we're giving. By the end of December, we should be at 20,000 minimum, because it's 20 to 25,000, but minimum 20,000. I don't know how we'll get there. Honestly, I don't know how. But please tell your friends and tell their friends to tell everybody to come join the channel. And if you've not been signed up to be a member, please join as a member. There are goodies for members that are locking ahead. We're just waiting for some contract document to be signed, some agreement to be made. Instead, let's go to Manchester United interim manager and see what he's got to say about the 5-2 win over Leicester. Manchester United interim coach Ruud van Nistelrooy, the Ruud one, started his role with a bang as his team stomped to a 5-2 win over Leicester at Old Trafford, sealing a place in the AFL Carabao Cup quarterfinals. United treated fans to 5 fantastic goals, making it a night to remember. After the game, Ruud van Nistelrooy told Sky Sports he was pleased with the goals and admitted they had a bit of luck on their side. I agree with you on that one, adding he was happy the fans enjoyed the game. Let's hear from Ruud van Nistelrooy. Over to you.
Yeah, it was the case. I have to say that we scored some great goals. The first one was an absolute beauty from Casemiro. I have to also say that we had some luck as well. 2 posts, and it comes to Casemiro's feet. Bruno with the free kick, and it's deflected and it's in. But it's his first one of after a long time. I'm so happy for him that he's on the score sheet twice with a good finish in the second half, and Garnacho of course with a very good finish with a Diogo cross. So. The 5 goals, but as I said before, I have to say the chances against West Ham and Fenerbahce and UPR, we created so much more and bigger chances, and we couldn't finish. And all of a sudden, we had some luck on our sides, and that made it a great today. Yeah, that's the intention, and I think it's always the target for us to react and go straight back into to attack ourselves. But I have to say the reaction of the players after these moments were excellent, and they deserved the credits all for a good win, and happy that the crowd goes home with a nice night of football.
Well, no matter what he says, one thing he says that I'm already deciding that I want Ruud van Nistelrooy around or I don't want him. I mean, it's his call to decide that, but if left for city to him. So let's move on to post office and see what's going on, what the postman have got to say. Tottenham Hotspur beat Manchester City 2-1 at night to move into the AFL Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Goals from Timo Werner and Papi Matesa were enough to secure the win for Spurs. Speaking at the post-match press conference, Spurs coach Andy Postecoglou praised the team's performance, especially their defending, saying it was a solid result. Tottenham will now face Manchester United in the next round. That's where we know what's going to happen. I can't wait. I wish Ruud van Nistelrooy was still going to be a coach, because I know that Ruud will beat Spurs. But hey, let's just hear from the postmaster himself.
Yeah, it was important win. Obviously, in the cup competition, you have to win to sort of continue in it. So that's the first thing. Look, you're playing against an unbelievable side, and they're going to ask you all sorts of questions, and they did today. I thought. We defended well because we didn't really give away too many clear-cut opportunities. But we did have to defend. But I thought that we did that well. And then, in our attacking moments, we had some really, top-quality moments. We had some really good chances to finish the game off, which we didn't take. But great resilience by the boys to sort of hold out. Obviously, when you play City, they're going to ask you every question there is, and for the most part, I thought we handled it okay.
I like his honesty, even though I don't like Spurs, but I think that for the very first time they have a very honest and straightforward coach. I don't think the coach likes Spurs anyway, but he just wants to prove a point and change the mentality. But you see, the thing about pig is a pig is a pig. If you like, take them to Celestial Church, wear them white garment, they will still go find a way to go dance in the mud. That's just what it is. They will go and sing Jerry Moyama inside the mud. It's as simple as that. Well, let's go to Arsenal and see what's going on in that space. Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta was full of praise for young midfielder Nwaneri after his impressive performance in their 3-0 EFL Cup win over Preston North End. Nwaneri scored a stunning collar and showed a lot of skills on the pitch. After the match, Arteta said Nwaneri is a fantastic talent with the right attitude, but said they won't rush his development, letting him set the pace for his full integration into the team. Arteta added that he's very pleased with the youngsters' progress. I am also, but I mean, I want to hear from you guys. I don't really think that they should rush him. You remember when Trossard was coming off the bench and scoring goals, and those idiots at AFTV said, "Oh, he should start. He should start." He's been starting since, and he's been missing in action. He's been going AWOL in matches. I don't know what they want, but for me, I think I'll trust the coach on this one. Even though Arsenal's got like loads of injury issues, and because of that, maybe they should play him. But then I think that beyond Nwaneri yesterday, Jorginho's forward passing was beautiful. He's got a mind that is different from the rest. Like he's class above the rest of the Arsenal players. The way he gets the ball, the way he receives it, he opens up his body, and the way he leases his boots on the ball. There's just some finesse to his play that you just start feeling, why is he old? Should be like 15 years younger or 10 years younger, and maybe he's got 10 more years to give to the Arsenal. But let's listen to Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager.
He did it yesterday in training, so we're getting used to that. He's a big talent. He's got the right attitude. He's got the right players and context around him, and we need to make sure that we put brick by brick in the right tempo, in the right order. But we have some player there. Yes, but he's going to really dictate how fast that's going to go. But I'm really, really happy with it. So much personality there. He wants to import himself. He wants every ball. He wants to make things happen. Outside around the boy is still a bit quiet as usual. He's 17 years old. Very respectful. His work ethic is tremendous, and he loves what he does. You can tell that.
A 17-year-old player in a big club, you've got to be respectful, and then you've got Nigerian parents, you've got the entire Africa banking on you to make money. Why would you not be respectful? Well, sometimes they are not. So when you see the ones that are respectful, you give them the credit. We've been talking about coaches that have been winning. Let's go to the ones that couldn't win, the losers, and let's hear their opinion as well. You say the conversation will be different. The anagram would go different from the pitch with which Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ange Postecoglou, and Mikel Arteta have used to ditch at their own post-match. You see a different tune now, like the coach of Bendel Insurance. Chelsea's trip to Tyneside for the EFL Carabao Cup didn't go their way last night as they fell 2-0 to Newcastle United. Just days after beating Newcastle in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea struggled with a rotated lineup and couldn't keep up with time. In the post-match press conference, Coach Enzo Maresca admitted there's still plenty for the team to work on, pointing to a few lapses in a key 10-minute stretch that ultimately cost them the game, and he felt they could have had more control of the game, but unfortunately control was not in their hand at this time. Enzo Maresca, let's hear from you.
We need to get better in many things, but we didn't concede any chances from the pressing 2 days ago against them, and the reason why was because we contact not with the first line. I mean, the other day was Moya Romeo, and today was Enzo, Renato, and Mark. We always try to contact with second line. And the reason why is because we knew that they are very aggressive. And we did very well 2 days ago. I think we did very well tonight, unless the goal that we conceded. But for sure, we have many things that we can do better. I said, for me, we lost the game because of 10 minutes. since we conceded this goal. And after that, I think for 10 minutes, we lost the control. Probably in that moment, we need more control. But it's not only from men, so it's in general.
Yeah, you like, see the subdued way of responding to the media. You can't get excited when you've lost a game, but then you pick up the positive and explain the negative and see how things go and then work with that one. Well, let's move away from that and go to another disappointed coach who saw his team get kicked out of the tournament. Brighton's coach, Fabian Hosler, the Hustler. Let's go to him. Brighton came up short in a 3-2 loss to Arne Slot's Liverpool at the Ames last night in the EFL Carabao Cup 4th-round match. After the match, coach Fabian Hosler shared his disappointment over the team's exit, admitting they weren't ruthless enough in key moments, which ultimately made the difference between Arne Slot's Liverpool and the Hustlers Brighton, who were not bright on the night.
Great character and great personality, and proved it today as well. For sure, it's disappointing to go out of this game with being knocked out in the cup, but we were not ruthless enough, and I think there was a difference. Like Liverpool scored at the right moment. They scored out of nowhere with an unbelievable shot, and that's why they had their timing on their side today, and we were not able to reply in the right moments.
And that's all, folks. It's Elegbetter TV Radio. Follow us on social media at Elegbetter TV Radio.
Well, that's the stories from Timothy Dembo, as put together by him. Wonderful guy. But let's not forget that in the Italian Serie A yesterday, Inter Milan went away to Empoli. They picked up a red card. That's Empoli. And Inter Milan scored 3 unreplied goals to show the world that 4-4 against Juventus was just two powerhouses playing against each other. It doesn't mean that the smaller teams will not come in and try to do anything. It was goals from Frattesi and Lautaro Martinez, 2 goals from Frattesi and 1 from Lautaro Martinez was all that was needed by Inter Milan to make sure that they keep the pace with the Napolitanian team because of the way they are playing right now. Davide or whatever his name is, Frattesi, was really a thorn in the flesh of the opposition. In other matches in the Italian Serie A, you have Venezia playing against Udinese, red card for Udinese in that game, and you would really feel for Torre for that red card. You was like, whoa, what kind of foul, come there? And that was, the moment where it was bad. The other day we were talking about how our goalkeeper Maduka Okoye kept a clean sheet to help them to win, but unfortunately it was a different conversation this time around, as Okoye was in goal and he was beaten 3 times. Well, you can't have the clean sheet all the time, but whatever it is, it was Venezia 3, Udinese 2. Atalanta were not interested in conceding in this one, as it seems like they've all of a sudden found their mojo and they are in scoring form. As all of a sudden they are winning now without conceding. It's a good one. The other time it was 5, this time it's 2. They keep it going and picking up points and climbing up the ladder. Juventus couldn't find a win at home against Parma. It was shocking because I, for once, thought, well, they were going to win. And for a team that struggled to concede at the early part of the season, 6 goals conceded in 2 games, Thiago Motta, somebody's going to ask some question. And all of a sudden, Atalanta are in 3rd position in the league. Remember, they've lost 3 times this season. Juventus have not lost a single game, but somehow Juventus are in 4th position. Too many draws, 4 wins for Juventus, 6 draws, not a single win, 10 games played. And as it is, if Fiorentina win their game, they just might go above them and Juventus will come to 5th, even though they are the only team in the league that have not lost a single game. But Napoli are comfortable at the top, 25 points to the goods from 10 games played, 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. that is a good position to be. I mean, I don't know any other thing anybody want, but that's a good one. Ajax were 2-0 winners against, one team that everybody tipped as one of the favorites for the season, Feyenoord, away from home. And no matter how you look at it, winning away from home anywhere in the world in league football is a good one. PSV Eindhoven are in top position, 10 games played, 10 games won, 30 points to the good. But Ajax have played 9 and they won 7, drawn 1, lost 1. Another winner, they might just go to 25, but they'll still be 5 points behind PSV Eindhoven. Utrecht behind and then they are the next team that Ajax will be playing. That outstanding game. Let's see how it goes. But Ajax are second and running back to come claim a title that they've lost a couple of seasons ago. So that's all the football that was yesterday. Let's look at the games that will go down today. Quite a few games that will be played and quite a few expectations as well. In Italian Serie A, there's Genoa playing against Fiorentina, AS Roma playing against Torino, Como playing against Lazio. Those are the games that are available in the world on the 17 championship. Out of the blues, out of nowhere, Korea beat the United States of America on the 17 women's team 1-0. Everybody expected the USA to win, but then sometimes football is not played on paper, it is played on grass, and what you think would happen from paper or from the mouth of the analyst is different from what will happen in reality. It is what it is. Football is a respecter of nobody. You have to come into the game prepared. I don't think that the Americans rated the Koreans high, but then the Koreans came into this game knowing that back on in North Korea, a win over the US is a significant power blow to an adversary, and they felt good about it, the way they celebrated and the way they were jumping all over the place. Well, whatever it is, it's time for you guys to have your say on the show now. From the first comment to the last one to we'll sign out, it is all about you. And I've asked quite a few questions. Should Manchester United fans tell Ineos to hold their horses, change their mind, and keep Ruud van Nistelrooy as the manager? Or no, let's get Ruben Amorim, spend that money, bring him in, and then get the demons of Manchester United or the so-called class of 92 being the media and begin to judge, dissect, analyze. And it is very, very difficult when you're coming in to take over from one of them, because Ruud van Nistelrooy is one of their own, and they will back him. You will see the whole talk in the media over this weekend that they will play. God help us, Man United wins. You see what the Gary Neville's, every one of them, the Roy Keane, all of them will be saying about Ruud van Nistelrooy, breath of fresh air. He knows the stadium, he knows the arena, everybody very well, and he greets. There's a particular way he greets people. There's a particular way he sleeps. Man, the PRO machine will be up in the air unless he loses. If he wins, the Premier League, the story will change, and then you start seeing that talk. So for me, I'm asking you guys, Manchester United fans, should they say, you know what, let's leave it till January. By January, if the things are not going the way we want, to go for Amorim. But if things are going the way we want, as the first game I've shown in the Carabao Cup, maybe we should just say, you know what, Ruud van Nistelrooy, take this job on the full time for another 2 years, and let's see the review before we cannot go. Let Amorim still keep gathering experience. Maybe we might need him later, but for now, let's skip Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, for us now, the Arsenal fans, if you saw the game yesterday, Inter Nwaneri, not just the goal that he scored, but the fact that he was creative, he was full of running, he was full of passing, not a very good marker of the ball, but that left foot was a bit educated and something that is of value. Would you say, Mikel Arteta, you don't have any attacking midfielder in your fold right now? Put him in the game, drop one of those guys, maybe Mikel Merino, somebody anyway, drop one of those guys and get him to play. Let Thomas Partey and Saliba is coming back on the weekend. He was there yesterday. Let Thomas Partey and Declan Rice play as a pivot, and then let this man be the creative hub for the team. One of the things that I like about him that he spreads his passes to the left, where Odegaard is very weak, and he also does it to the right, even though he's a left-footed player. I think that's, I don't know. I'm caught between giving him a chance and saying, okay, let's wait a bit. Let's not be too rushy and get into a dilemma where you have a very bad game and they say, oh, he's gone. Because that's the same thing everybody's saying, oh, give Trossard a starting shot. Trossard is starting, he can't do anything. It's just lost at sea, like a ship without a radar. But whatever it is, let's hear your own take on that one. And what you have to say about Chelsea's shambolic performance yesterday. Man City, people say, oh, Arsenal cannot make excuse with injury. Well, Man City is showing us that injury can really make you make excuse. What do you have to say about matches that were played yesterday, both in the Carabao Cup and tell us and the games that are going to go down tonight? Whatever your opinions are, this is time to put it. Once we get to 10 o'clock, I'm signing out today. All right, let's start with this one. Tosilima, this is good to be back. Favor Ozoji says good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Tosilima says see as Baba the point like Sanlu of Lagos, the Lagos governor. Good morning. No, I was instructing my child. I'm comparing with that guy, I beg. And I'm not like that guy. Abubakar Jamil say yes, so can't wait to join. Yes, let's talk about this one. Tosilima, this says that Gbadiashile should be an Agberu. Still wonder how that guy made it to Chelsea team. He is a terrible. God have mercy. You guys have bad math too. And the thing is, they'll be blaming me that I'm the one that have bad math. Okay, I'm getting all these messages coming in for WhatsApp, and I'll read it. Guys, I'll read today. I mean, everybody's like, you don't read our WhatsApp message anymore. Okay, some people just want the message to be on WhatsApp and they are watching the show. Can't you not really comment here, let everybody see it? I don't understand. Okay, well, let's go back. Tosin Lawrence says that Gbadiashile should be an Agbero. Still wonder how that guy made it to Chelsea team. He is a terrible player, poor position, slow, poor ball control. I rest my case. No, you're not the rest case. The case is already overflowing. Don't rest the case, so put the case on. Leode, my brother from Italiano. You said you were going to reach me. I was looking at my DM. I didn't see you. Leode says, buongiorno to you. I give you my word. Next year, I'll be in Italy. I've been in Italy to come eat pizza, to come eat lasagna, risotto, and also see you if you are in the Milan. So I don't even, what side of Italy are you? Let's talk about that first, because I'm coming to Milan and probably will go to Venezia to see one female player. Not the way you guys are thinking. Okay, it's an interview, please. Because once I mentioned, I don't understand. I was just doing calculation. Okay, okay, so flight going and coming plus or minus on the comfort zone between 5 to 10,000 euros. That's like flight from here to Italy and then within Europe and then probably train logistics 10,000 euros. Accommodation and feeding and you know how when you want to interview some people, you tell them, okay, let's meet here, you buy food, you buy drink, sit them down, all of those things. And I'm thinking 25,000 euros. Where I want to see the money. Let's be honest, where I want to see the money. God day, Sha. God day. That's all I can say. God day. You cannot know how to take one more. But let's see how we take it one step at a time. And hopefully, but I mean, I'm very, very certain that we're going to be in Europe next year March. And we will try and see you, Leode. Says some players now, will them sack manager, them the remember say them get scoring boots. Good win for my Arsenal, better day boss. You too. Favor Ozoje say Casemiro goal is a worldie, absolute worldie. That first one was a worldie, and I mean for the second goal he scored, how did the defensive midfielder find his way to be like the most further in front player in that moment? First of all, the ball was blocked, and then he had the presence of mind and the awareness to tuck in and roof the ball for the second one so that nobody blocks it. There's some good qualities that was missing for a while, and all of a sudden it's back. And I'm not. Yes, I don't know, but I just have this thing of thinking these players conspire to sabotage ETH. That's not to say ETH is a good coach, has his own problem, doesn't know what he's doing. But they could have, that thing where the Chelsea players in 2012 decided, forget about the coach, forget whether Roberto Di Matteo is good or not. So we are going to, Mrs. Adafi, please come. We are going to do this one. Check that, please. We're going to do this one for us and see how we can get things done. And it's strange that I wake up. You watch a Man United team and they are horrible. And then yesterday I watched them, and they were playing against Leicester. So it's not like they're playing against one amateur or lower division team. They're playing against a top team. Anyhow you want to look at it, top team. And they were that good, they were that efficient in the transition of the ball. And I just think, man, these guys, it's not a new coach bounce, it's just wicked players being evil. Justin Lemade says Joao Felix was so wasteful and selfish yesterday. Apart from height, Tosin Adarabioyo is not a spectacular defender. I always say that, and you people don't listen to me. So NFF, go and beg him to come play for the Super Eagles. Like, where I want play? Where I want play? The fact that you play for Chelsea doesn't not necessarily mean that you're not a good player. Some Ogbori, they play for top club abroad. NFF, you go and beg him. Leave the guy, no sabi. There are too many players, you go and beg them. He wants to play. If he's good, England will be calling him. He's not sabi. But hey, it is what it is. Disasi sometimes act like a disaster. Favor just says a good win for Flying Eagles. Favor, is it one-liner that you're doing? Are you doing one-liner? Okay. Olafak says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I still feel Nwaneri still has a lot of things to learn. I agree with you on that one. And probably at some point in the season, he will get his time to show himself for 90 minutes. But if he's not able to show it now that competition is injured, I'm talking about competition, the captain of the side, you think that when he comes back and he's playing regularly, all of a sudden they will not say, Nwaneri, go and bench Odegaard. Bro, no, Nana is supposed to play. I like Arteta, the supporter, but Nana is supposed to play. If you not be playing now, forget it. Ain't playing nothing when Odegaard is back. Because nobody will say him. He might not even make the bench. That's just my own thinking. No, they say, boss, for me, I think say Nwaneri ripe to start game now. Olafat says, I've said it yesterday that they should just allow Ruud van Nistelrooy continue to the end of the season. Ruud van Nistelrooy is someone who will make use of the academy just like he did at PSV. Are you sure about that one? Sammy Soul, he said, Jemba, that guy. Say, nah. I know say ETH not good, but to Puka say I signed the worst players in the history of the club. I know say Anthony bad though. Anthony is a bad player. Like it's another Nicolas Hayes, another Pepe, but this club, fine baby, without watching him, without seeing anything, no scouting, nothing. They sign baby because they want to do money laundry, because they want do. Man United are a corrupt organization. They're supposed to suffer. They're supposed to suffer for 600 years. That organization is corrupt. Well, let's keep it going. What's it called? Yesterday in the Arsenal game, I felt Kivior was good, but sorry, boss. What do you think about the performance of Tavares? He's already had 7 assists this season, and Lazio president has praised him. I think that Tavares, my problem with Tavares is that we all know that he's got that potential. That's why Arsenal signed him in the first place. But my problem with him is that in pressure games, he caves in too easily. I remember one game against Liverpool where he made an assist for Liverpool to score against Arsenal. I was like, he caves, and it was in a game where Arsenal was in the ascendancy. They were playing well, putting Liverpool under pressure, and he just under no much pressure just made assist for Liverpool to score. That does look like match fixing, but in subsequent occasion it does that. In football, you're going to make mistakes. Every player will make mistakes. How you recover from mistake matters to me when I'm watching you. Tavares does not know how to make mistakes. So on his good day, he's a fantastic player. But when he's having a bad day, and I've seen Saliba made a mistake before, and he quickly dust himself and move on. Virgil van Dijk have also made quite a few mistakes, dust himself. Rio Ferdinand, some of the big players. But Tavares, when he makes a mistake, he just gets in his head and he's struggling. Would he come good? He's got the potential to be good. But looking at the Arsenal team right now, I don't think Tavares would come into that team, because even the Kivior that we're talking about is a backup, okay? And it was this close to being sold in the last window. There's a possibility that might happen again. So we'll sit here, and if we want to use Kivior was fantastic yesterday. Played like a midfielder. The cross for the second assist he made, the first one. Everything about his game yesterday was beautiful. But having said that, let's be very, very certain. You're not going to use Tavares to compare to the least player in the Arsenal team in defense right now? Compare him to the guys who are regular starters. Can he put Timbers to the bench if Timbers is not injured? No. Can he put Calafiori to the bench? No. So and Kivio functions in multiple positions. That's another advantage he's got over Tavares. So if he's doing well in Lazio, let him enjoy his time in Lazio. It's fine. Let everybody. What's it called? What's the name of this guy now that was at Manchester United? That what's his name? I'm trying to remember. Diego Forlan. Forlan was terrible at Manchester United. Didn't stop him from being a Golden Boot winner with Villarreal, small Villarreal. So sometimes people play very well in a club where there is really not much of a pressure. So I think he should stay there. Tosin, Ilema, they say blind self go do the list of bad signing. Favor just says, what of Quinton Fortune? Oh, that big head. Okay. And people are talking about players that were signed up. Come on. Olafa say, I feel managers being ruthless is a good thing. Just imagine a team that couldn't score against West Ham are scoring 5 against Leicester after their manager was sacked. ETA should have been ruthless. I think he doesn't know how to be ruthless. He's more of a beefing guy than a ruthless manager, which is very, very bad. ITK Sports says we will get there. Road to 25,000 truly on. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. An encouragement. Makes me feel good this morning hearing it from one of the people that are on the channel. Thank you very much. God bless you. ITK Sports. Olafat says the media space is silent. Nobody is saying how Unai Emery is finding it hard to beat smaller teams and is being eliminated by Palace, who are struggling. This comparison have died before it started. Who's comparison? Who are they comparing Unai Emery with? So first off, let's do honest and objective analysis here. Unai Emery, if the comparison is with Arteta, if that's what you're saying, Unai Emery is head, shoulders, miles ahead of Arteta. Arteta is not capable of lacing Unai Emery's shoes. Even if Arteta goes on to win the Premier League, he's still not in the level of Unai Emery. Let's be honest. I'm an Arsenal fan. Unai Emery was at Arsenal, didn't do too well. But you have to understand that the generation of players he's got were also very, below average. He went to Aston Villa. Nobody in their wildest imagination would put Aston Villa where they are now if Unai Emery had not come in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So let's be very honest with that. And in this process, he's done quite a lot. He's beaten Bayern that Arsenal could not beat, in God knows how long. And he's taking the scalp of a lot of teams. He stopped Arsenal from winning the title last season, beat them home and away, if I'm not mistaken, or probably win one and draw one. He's used basically players that would sit on the bench at Arsenal and any other top team to ride and grind into the top 4. It's not got a robust and big squad like Man City or Liverpool or even Arsenal. So when you see him struggle in some competition, there's no way he's going to be able to use that squad to handle 4 competition. We saw it with Arsenal last season. When Arsenal decided that we want to focus on the league and compete for the league, they easily got knocked out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup by teams that ordinarily are Lilliputans in football. No, they're weightless. They're featherweight, as a matter of fact. So if you look at all of that and bring it into the conversation, in isolation, you want to use this whole thing to judge Unai Emery. You would build a narrative. Like I always say, everybody have a way of building a narrative that suits their own agenda. But to be very honest, you won't do that and forget that Unai Emery have a backlog. You understand? You have to go to his backlog and start dragging all of those things along, because you can't take his bad and use it and put it on the billboard and also take his good. He's won the UEFA Europa Cup with 2 different clubs, Sevilla and Villarreal. He's done quite a lot in his short coaching and in his coaching career. That you look at it, it's not a big budget coach. It's not spent anywhere. It's not spent 500 million, 250 million in a short period of time, in 4 years, to be able to achieve results. He's worked shrewdly with a shoelace budget and be able to achieve things that some other people, Eddie Howe has spent more money than him. but he's done better. You put him in a better position than Eddie Howe. In David Moyes, even at West Ham, spent more money than him, but look at what he's done with his team. So you look at it, who was Oli Watkins before him? Who was John Duran before him? These players, and then he's even losing key players. So a team qualified for Champions League and lost Douglas, to Paris Saint-Germain, and then they are still able to do the things that they are doing. They are on top of the Champions League group right now. It's not over, 3 games played, but who would predict that Aston Villa will be at the top this time? So if you use them getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup as a reason to petter him with criticism and all that, I don't think that that's the full story. So we should also be able to put all the cards on the table, and then we can have a conversation. Demola Abeli Brian say Arteta should give him more time in the EPL. 70 to 75 minutes, that's a very long one. Akimbola Lowry says Wafu B under 20 win for Nigeria over Ghana was delicious. Yes, Olafat says PSV are the highest scoring team in the whole of Europe, top flight football. Those people score like their destiny depend on it. I like the way you write. You're good. So one person that writes that I enjoy is a guy called Kingsley Diali, and his writings are simple, very simple but weighty. Like they connect very well at the right dot. I'm not a good writer. I'm a good talker, but I'm not a good writer. And sometimes when I read people writing, I just like, oh man, this is fine. There's a guy on Chana Cheru's blog that writes about his experience as an Uber driver in Port Harcourt. The Diary of an Uber Driver. I think you should read it. It's beautiful when you read the story, the escape. And the funny thing is, there are true life things that are happening. So when you read those stories, I mean, I could get one piece I read for you, and you see events, kidnapping, sex in Uber, people changing clothes, crazy things that happen in the life of an Uber driver. You kind of like write like, those kind of guys. Simple words, but they are joining in the right places. The elbows and the ankles and the shoulders are well fitted like an Italian suit, and it's just beautiful. Demola Benibani says, okay, I think I've read that one. Akimola Laris, okay, I think I've read that one too. Olafat says, the North Korea are just surprising me. They won the Under-20 World Cup, and now they've beaten USA in the Under-17. Seems their women want to take football serious rather than war. It's a gradual process. It means that they've been building something. It means that they have good, proper coaching training, serious internal training program, developmental program that made it happen. Because again, what really tell the story of any country's football is how they work through the youth system. If your youth system is functioning, don't worry, it's going to reflect at the senior level pretty soon. And no, it's not like our own that we use our age. I'm talking of real functioning system, and that's what they've done with this, and I'm happy for them. I mean, let's not always have the usual suspect as people would want it to be. You want to see like new people come into the play and do something different from what others are doing. So for me, I'm very, very happy. Sammy So says Amorim in, but some players like to throw the coach under the bus. These players need to leave, or Ineos should tell the players they are ready to let them go and they will not sack the coach. Toxic players. Oh boy. So when you struggle to read like this because the joints are not joining properly. Lord Mayor says Nwaneri is a star, but he should be coming from the bench to keep him hungry. Olafat says, I think there's now a projection in the Arsenal concerning integrating these young boys. Saka has established Nwaneri nest, and there's Max Dorman, who's 14, another top-class footballer from the rank. That Max Dorman conversation is still far. I don't even know if he will make it into the senior Arsenal team. 15 years is about 3 years away from really, or 2. If some coach are brave, they can play you in the 16, like Arsene Wenger with Fabregas, but we'll still have some time to wait. Yes, Adieri Kagumba says, hi, Utoma. How are you? Who is Utoma, by the way? Every time you say hi, Utoma. Who is Utoma? Are you talking to us or are you talking to somebody else? How are you? The Saudis, Arabia, man, get out with this, your Newcastle. Out of, like, I don't know whether you listen to the show or you just write a pre-post? I don't understand, honestly speaking. Demola Ibrahim says Sterling was just unlucky yesterday. With the way he played, he really tried. Jesus still played well. Thank God he scored. I was happy for him. And the way he wrapped his foot around that ball with a defender close, a player who's always injured, I think he did extra in that situation. He tried. Kalejaye Ibrahim Adewale, when I go slap this boy, I'll send my talks to Kaduna. Good morning, boss. Now, only God know where Chelsea go see Gbadiashile. Like you know, they play like you now, and his fellow colleagues by Abi na Jumia they order them from. God could really help that team. But I mean, they're doing well in the league. I don't think that I want to use this game to throw. It's like saying that Man City are bad because they lost to Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup. Remember, they played against Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea played against Newcastle. Newcastle is not really a bad team, and Eddie Howe will do anything to win any competition, just anyone. Because again, he's also spent plenty of money, and he needs to justify them. So I'm not going to blame Chelsea all that, even though Precious and Peter will not agree with me. But I think that it's not enough to just take this game and then just say, well, stomp them. They're not good or bad. No, I don't think so. I think Enzo Maresca is still good. We all know that this type of moment will come, and this is one of them. Demola Belly says, Casemiro and Gakpo goal, I don't know which one is better, but I like that Casemiro own. I think Casemiro own is better. Gakpo is signed to score goals, so when he scores, yeah, he's a beauty, but you just say, okay, that's his job. Casemiro is not signed to score goals. He's signed to stop other players from getting to his defense and to be able to have the calm. First off, remember, the ball came into Bruno Fernandes, a chimney or a dummy, and the ball came to him. Some players would be unsettled, you understand, because they were not 100% expecting that ball. And then to now drift it, settle that, had the pressure to shoot from around 40 yards or 35 yards. When I calm down, I go read on a message, shoot. This guy here maybe they see notification flash on my screen here. All right, to do it that way, that's what made me think that the technicalities of the ball, the way the ball swiveled and the way the ball flew. Sorry, I think I was when I was interviewing Richard Obokere, we talked about the kicking of the ball as we learnt it from Monday Sinclair. I think that the technique to hit that ball like that, I'll give it to Casemiro. Kalejaye Brian says Man United is back and Chelsea go collect this weekend 100%. Leo Day says the boss, I did Parma like 1 hour 45 minutes to Milan. Just let me know the time. I go try create time to come see you. It will be nice. I'll definitely let you know. But I know it's March next year because that's when the Veragio Cup will be on, and I want to see the Veragio Cup myself. I know my producer's been there twice. I want to see it. Probably stay in Milan. So the Veragio Cup is going on in Lucca. That's like 15-20 minutes from, is it 45 minutes from Milan? So I see the games maybe for 2 or 3 days, and then I go out into town and go and start looking for my own business, because to be very honest, grassroots is no longer my business. It's my side business. Now my main business is interviewing the legend, because that's what my audience want. Okay, so I will go focus on that. So don't worry, I'll let you know. People say, you get a player go perform, coach go keep a malice. If I be Maresca, I will keep both Disasi and Ogbori Gbadiashile malice for the rest of the season. And Jose Mourinho kind of behavior be that. Go and ask Khalid Bolarouche. They change and enter. Defender wearing jersey number 9. You don't know that there's problem when your defender is wearing jersey number 9. Just the same way Gallas was wearing jersey number 10. Change and enter. He go there. First thing he did was mistake. And Jose Mourinho say, hey, come outside. That was the end. He not play any match again. Jose Mourinho is like, I give you match to play. That's what you got to play, Abi. Me, I give you match play. I just imagine the dressing room. Say, coach, why you remove me? You did your papa to you did Chris. I give you match play of all the things to do. You gotta go. So you want me to lose this record? What would they keep? Say we not they concede for home. You want me we lose? You don't collect money. You don't collect money. That's what coach you teach. That's what coach you talk. You don't. I'm not saying that I'll give you money. I know you. See, you don't play ball for this. For the life again. You now chop pusher. I would not push our conductor. Now you go do. Wow, worry coach. Go spell worry coach match. You don't die, you. Not the coach also. You don't die, finish. They're going to beat you every day. Every day they're going to beat you. They're going to invite you, come train you. Come train you. That's maybe the jog around field. Why brother the person they play, but nothing pay reach that thing. They watch your mates. They kick ball. Hey, but that's so football be. Sometimes you not just enter, but just pray say make your bad day not be important day. Make it be for dead rubber matches. Have a bad day on the dead rubber matches. I've had a bad day in a match where I missed 2 penalties. Oh. I like nothing they work. Nothing. I played the first penalty in the first half. I missed that. They say let him play the second one. He came and save him. Nobody go there, just hold. Now we say even pause the ball through away. You know when they hold your ball, when they show you the ball like this, like it make you the most stupid person. But hey, it is life. You move on. But we still go on to win the game, so it's not really bad as in bad. Because again, I still scored 2 goals in that game. I missed 2 penalties. I see end up scoring 2 goals, 1 free kick, and 1 loose ball, lucky ball where I play like could not get sense. The budget. The one with the sport man score and not score. We still win by 2 goals to nothing. So it's not really bad. But imagine say we lose that game. That whole week. I might talk. I mean for the conversation. Say this one we sell our match. This one. And football have this. Lord Mayor say, boss, I just feel say Iten go hard play for Super Eagles in future. Now England boy deep rooted. Do we really? I don't know. I don't know if there is an Igbo boy who's naturalized in England that I played for them anyway. So Eze is neither here nor there. So Iten should think about it. Is a black man whether he likes it or not? Does he want all that pressure when England are not doing well? You know when things are not good. I don't know if it's his choice anyway. Whatever I want to play for. Tami Takpa says good to see Gabriel Jesus on the score sheet. For the first time this season, Nwaneri was spectacular and game time will improve for him. All right, Piman says not be Ferguson signed Baby and Manucho. Now mind this idiot Ugbori analyst where they talk with Sabi saying this person signed the worst players. You don't see players where they don't sign for Man United before. Simeon Campbell says good morning, Ella. Good morning to you. Man United that I watched yesterday improved in their marking and closing down of their opponent yesterday, but I would take it as new manager bounce. This is not a new manager, I'm still interim manager now. But Bukashari Press says North Korea under 20 defeated USA in the last tournament few months ago and won. They have done it again at the under 17 level. Yes, the Atomic Man have told them that look, if you come back without winning that US, all of them, I put on an incinerator, burn me people alive. Under 17 level, are they in the finals? They could be winning the Women World Cup in a few years. I hope so. Debola Abiodun says where he gave Jota assist, he can't handle pressure. I mean, Tavares. Lord Mayor says can Kivior and Saliba play together against Newcastle from what you saw of him yesterday? Well, I don't think that Newcastle is what they were like 2 seasons ago. So whoever the coach decides to play will play well. Kivior is not that bad. It's just that there is confidence lacking. Remember when he made a mistake 2 games ago? That ball that he passed backward that cost the penalty and the coach immediately yanked him off. Those kind of things can just kill your morale. But then he's from Poland. Those guys are built differently. They are tough. Their toughness is different. Those guys don't, Polish people are like Russians. They don't have mental health issues. They're built differently, okay? So I think he should be able to go through that one and then subsequent games. This might just be his chance. I say, you know what? This Gabriel Magalhaes, yes, he's a tank, he's a butcher, he's this, that, but this is my chance to show them that I've got finesse. I played in Italy before. I've got some tactical awareness, and I can put it to play. And I think he gave a good account of himself yesterday. Let's start with that one. His game yesterday was good. Going forward, assisting in goals, he just needs to prove it. It's his score. Because when you look at him play, you could tell yourself that there is something in there. Can he sustain it over a period of time? I mean, I worked with a guy one time. When we are talking like off air, we're talking sports. The guy's good. Ebuka, the guy's good. He's a fantastic guy. But you put him on the mic, he seems to forget everything he wants to say. Like, you know that he knows it, but you throw the question and he's hobbling. There's no confidence in his speech. And I always wonder why that is. Another person that I sometimes had that feeling about is Emmanuel Sebastian. I've sat down off the mic and I'm having a conversation with Emmanuel Sebastian. He stutters. and his flow is better. And then I get him. I mean, even if I listen to him on the commentaries, and I was like, man, Emmanuel, you've got the engine of a Ferrari, but you're driving it like a Suzuki. And you need to go. You need to go. You need to open up and go full blast. So some people are like that, and I think Kivia is like that. I don't think maybe he needs a couple of games and then we'll see his confidence. Probably he's playing out of position. So let's see him play at center back, which is probably his preferred position, and let's see how he goes about it. But this thing is about confidence and swag and style and the ability to make mistake and bounce off and go on. So let's see. Tami says Kivia over Tavares, who bought both over Gbadiashile. Gbadiashile don't offend now. Abiodi Brian says, he should be sub on in the 70th. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Oh, I go with you on that one as well, because I will give him 30 minutes to play and see what he can do. Kalajai Ibrahim says, at Ajay Kugumba, guy is from Pluto. His comment is always going left. I don't tire. Ayodeji says, is Saliba playing this weekend? Of course he's playing. He played yesterday and he's missed his one game match ban, so he's going to play. Lord Mayor say Arsenal versus Crystal Palace next semi-final loading. Yeah, that's somewhere in December 17-18 week. Ayodeji says Tot is making 3 match ban. Now straight red card. Not be straight red card they give her now. Yellow card. Is it straight red card? If he's making 3 match ban, if I not play this Carabao Cup, because Carabao Cup is part of it when you take that card. Ayodeji says Tot is no. Ikoji, you say bros, Pepe better pass Anthony now, but they are the same. They are cut from the same cloth. You can't convince me. Jerry Sampson says, bros, during professional days playing football, did any country approach you? No, I'm not. I don't have that opportunity. I played in the 2nd division in Sweden, and I don't think that there was going to ever be a chance for me to play for Sweden because, so I had an American passport, but never really opened up myself to that space. And also, I'd already been invited to the Nigerian under-17 team, and I failed to make it to the Japan 93 squad because of ankle injury. Last minute, Mobi Paraku injured me. And, that time, that era, would you even think about it? Like in the 90s, would you ever think about that kind of thing? Like, are you a betrayer? Like you'll be seen as a devil. The whole dream is in the 90s when Nigeria had won the Nations Cup in 94, won the under-17 in 93, won the Atlanta Olympics in 96, and you're thinking of another country. Are you mad? Your whole dream is to wear the green and white now. Like that's the ultimate dream. There's no. People who get those kind of call-up are people who are born abroad. I wasn't born abroad, even though I had an American passport and I grew up in the UK, but there was that conversation not even exist. And I'm not sure I've ever had that kind of conversation with anybody. Let me say, sports coach say he win trophy in his 2nd season, so it can happen. Man United is their next opponent. Man United, either ways, they are going to play Man United under Ruud van Nistelrooy or under Ruben Amorim, and by the time they are playing Man United under Ruben Amorim, they'll still be having the new coach bounce. So it's double bouncing of new coach. Ruud van Nistelrooy, just when he wants to go down, another new coach will come in and then the bounce will go. My problem now for Amorim is that if Ruud van Nistelrooy is doing well, going into that November, period where he comes in and the players have not fallen in love with him, they might sabotage him. I'm just thinking because these players have shown that they can be sabotaged. But let's take it one step at a time and see how it goes. But it will be interesting to see. Demola Benny Brian says he played center back 2 seasons ago with Saliba when Saliba was injured and we lost the title race. So and he was playing on the right side instead of on the left side where he's more comfortable. And he played well towards the end of the season. Well, I don't know what you mean by play well. Though. We played 10 games in that period. We won only 2, draw 3, and lost 5 anyway. So I don't know what you mean by play well. Demola Abeli Brian says, now straight red card, though, but then the talk say rules don't change. Say, now tactical red. So now one match, he will miss. No be kicking and hard foul. I know if it was 3-match ban. There's no way he will play the Carabao Cup, so he's going to be available for the weekend. That said, I'm going to read a few messages from this WhatsApp. I reverse for now because as I get my number now, and I feel say when I'm not going to feed the comment for YouTube, it invests me. But sometimes let me just read. Okay, so my name is Jairo. Calm down. I see the same message you come. I don't know why I can't like reading a message. Because I can't just take out as opportunity. The same message we are not similar. My name is Jairo. I have a YouTube channel. You know the Greek person? I have a YouTube channel and I have 5,000 subscribers. I don't know if you will be open to collaboration. I've been on this for 10 years exactly, and it seems like I'm not going forward. I remember last year you were below 10,000. Now you are 16,000. What did you do that made your channel to grow that I can copy? And are you open for collaboration? Having said that, I have a second question. You seem to have a firm position in your opinion. Most times when I was working in a radio station, I gave a position, my bosses would demand that I apologize to the audience if they don't like it, and I go on to apologize. But at the end of the day, what I say still gets to be the way it is. How did you manage to hold your ground in such situation? Because I listen to you a lot in Brilla, and you have some very, very unpopular opinions, but you never took them back, even though they came out to be true. What did you do? I saw on Twitter the other day, everybody was lashing at your former boss, and I'm wondering if he was not putting you under pressure to change your mind, like I faced where I used to work. Why would everybody think that the man is bad? Compared to where I used to work, it is worse if we are to compare notes. So many questions that I need to deal with in very... Okay, so let's put it this way. First off, let me read this one. Let me say, WhatsApp people, come YouTube. Let's grow it more. They watch you. I just said they need to comment there. So let me put it this way. Maybe they fear because of the people, and I'm sure Jerry is not his name because he typed GYRO. But let me put it this way. For growth of YouTube, I know Sabi. I'm not saying this because I'm hiding any secret from you. I'm saying it because it is the truth. For the work that I put in, the body of work that I put in, I shouldn't be at 16,000. And this is not me being arrogant. This is me saying, like, I've really put in hard work. I've really put in content that some people will not even put on YouTube. Content that some people in Nigeria, in Africa, will put on TV. I put it on YouTube. And still, my number is still very... 16,707. It's still very, very low compared to the work that I put in. I put in over 200 content on YouTube. Having said that, on the flip side, I'm very happy that 16,000 people even choose to follow me, that I'm doing a live show that every single day over 200 people get to it, to be part of it. So I'm very grateful for that. But having all that said, I don't know what content you do because you didn't mention it, but it does look like sports because from what you said. I think that sometimes it could be crazy. I do believe that if I wasn't doing a live show every day, my channel would not have gotten past 4,000. The live show is where people become a part of you. So let me show you something. I spend huge time of my day watching YouTube, other YouTube channel, everywhere there's a YouTube content creator around sports or news or anything. I watch. Okay, from the Breakfast Club, New York, which for me I consider is the biggest channel on YouTube, to anybody who's doing content. I'm like, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing that I can do? People doing music, people doing entertainment, people doing porn content on YouTube. I watch, like, what's the secret? What's making these people tick? What's triggering the algorithm in their favor that's not working for me? Take for instance, this guy that did the over 2 hours interview with Trevor Noah. What Trevor Noah was telling his appetite story, racism story. His mom had his stepdad shot the mom on the head. Over 2 hours, but 2.6 million views within 6 months, right? And I'm saying to myself, if I put a 1 hour video on, I will see in the comment section, everybody say, it's too long, break it. But then this guy put a 2 hour video on, and over 2 million people have seen it. I can agree that Trevor Noah is big, so everybody wants to watch and watch his story. But again, I put in some big players. I mean, Sando Lisa is big. I put in Martin Tyler. I put in David Dean. I put in, all of this interview. And if you know what it costs to do it. So you always have that downtime. Me too. As of December last year, we were 7,000 something as of November last year. By December, January, I didn't go to the AFCON. My son was very sick. We got up to, I think, 10,000 something. And out of the blues, I just sprang up and told my guys, let's go to All African Games. Remember, before then, nobody really go to All African Games to cover anything. Nobody, it's not important. And I said, guys, let's go. They looked at me like, bros, nobody did do anything for All African Games. So we missed the AFCON because Super Eagles got all the way to the finals. If we were there, our numbers would have gone up because the kind of content that I would have done would have really, put those things together. But we didn't go. And I had to go raise money. I raised 15 million. I don't know where. And it was tough because you're going to pay those money back. You call the guy, give me 1 million. This one give you $1,000 there. Another person give you $2,000. And you're taking a boot step. And then I went and then we'll go from 9,600 to 12,000 plus and then to 14,000, to 12,400. And that just showed me that, in a short time, you can make this kind of progress. Now we've added it to our offering that if we have money, we'll go to tournament like that. It's the same risk that we tried to take this October, but we were unable to fund it. We got visas to go to Germany. We got Shege visa, myself and my producer. But we didn't travel because I didn't have the funding again. And you know how I just almost finished paying back the money that I used to go to the All African Games, 15 million naira. Now you cannot just immediately go back again and say, hey guy, give me $2,000, no. You have to let it simmer down. So I told my producer, I said, you know what? Let's wait till March. By March next year, we hope that, I'm still believing that even though I'm 16,000 now, we could still get to 20,000 or 20,000 plus by December ending and then keep it going like that. By March next year or probably by February ending already, before we get our visas ready, we would have gotten maybe to 25,000. That's why I'm trying to do more of these big interviews, right? And when we get there, we cannot change it. So for you have to look for content. If your content are not doing big numbers, then it means that the audience are saying, you have 5,000 people big, 5,000 people big. Forget 10 years, I know, but it's big. I was 7 years now, but with 7 years, 16,000. But remember that I was very big on radio. So there were certain people who came in. There were the group of people who came in to say, let's go and see what it can even do safe to monitor your failure. So not everybody with around you, really they come to support you. And then there are those who didn't like me, who came and said, okay, let's even see him. I is struggling and suffering. And then they fell in love with my story. That's why at the beginning, I didn't put the whole Larry Zamoje persecution because I didn't want people to like me out of self-pity. I was going through that pain all alone and doing my shows and grinding and pushing. I don't want people to pity me. No, self-pity is not one of the things that I do. So I just want to keep doing the thing that I'm doing. And I evolved a whole lot. Now, to your second question, that's a very fundamental thing because it is what created my identity. First, when I came into radio in 2004, I scanned the whole Joe radio zone. Let me put it that way. I scanned everywhere, like who were the main guys? The Mr. Okomi, Scott, the Sports Vision people. They were good. The late Dejitunubu, the Jamoto Ibu, Bodo Guti, and all those guys. And then the Brilla guys were. I'm sorry to say this, but I've always said it, and they don't like it. The Brilla guys were not good. They were just fast. They were not good, in my own estimation at the time. And I knew I can run. Like, it won't take me 2 weeks to. I used to tell my English, I said, I'm not sabi this thing. The thing that you people have is that you guys are the only all sports radio station. So when you're doing this, people get excited. You guys are not really good. And I was looking for what would make me popular, what would make me stand out. Not really popular, but what would make me stand out. And then I introduced the speed that I was using to analyze. I was doing English before I changed to Pidgin in 2012. I was doing that. And then I asked myself, speed is not enough because, again, this radio station is known for fastness. So when you put a Ferrari next to a Bugatti and a Citroen and all of those fast cars, they are the same. Speed is speed. They are all representation of speed. So, but if you want to stand that, I started doing that prediction. What a lot of people don't know today was that I'm probably the only person on radio who was given a cut injunction not to mention certain club like Manchester United fans did. And let me give you a very poignant, very, very important situation. In 2012, Chelsea were struggling. They were really, really struggling. They were wobbling and fumbling. It wasn't going well. They sacked AVB and then they brought in Roberto Di Matteo. They had lost 3-1 to Napoli. And I remember this because I was really at the center of it. And I predicted at the beginning of the season that Chelsea, this is the end of the old guard. This team is going to win the Champions League. And then that season they were struggling. So it was stupid. And then they lost 3-1 away. Remember, I'm an Arsenal fan. And everybody knows that. And then I'm backing Chelsea to come back in 3 weeks' time and beat Napoli. In between, they fired the coach and brought in Roberto Di Matteo, who had no coaching experience. He's not really done anything. I think his first game he drew or lost in the league. And then, the result were not really, there was no new coach bounce. And Napoli was winning. Napoli was, doing well in the league. They had all these great games. I think it was Cavani and the rest, or the Guzale, they were in form. And I went on air and I said, next week, Chelsea will beat Napoli and make it to the semi-finals. Now, Arsenal fans and Man United fans said I was playing to the love of Chelsea fans because I'm afraid of them. Remember, and also, Chelsea beat Man United 5-0. And on Monday, Fashola announced the ban of Okada. Try and remember this scenario very well, how I play that. And me, I like to play with words. So I went on air and I said, I wore a shirt long sleeve. My daughter's taking it up. And it was a Fashola shirt. I said, I'm here, I'm wearing the Fashola shirt, and I'm remembering just Fashola na Okada na Man United fan. And he knows say all the Chelsea fans na Okada rider. And as they beat them, he not like him. Fashola don't use Lagos State budget, take bets. And because he use that bet and he don't lose, he don't ban on Okada so that he go pepper Chelsea. All the balance and take money with Chelsea Okada riders, they send back to Chelsea, they're not going to see him again. So think about that. That was one part of the conversation. My United fans were angry that I could bring the Lagos State governor to that level, right? And remember, Man United are taking Ruud, Robin van Persie from Arsenal. See this old web. So I was peppering Man United. I said I know they was going to win the league, blah blah blah. And Sir Alex Ferguson had announced that this is going to be his last season. I said if Sir Alex Ferguson leave, Man United are going to go 10 years without winning the title. Man United fans were comfortable with winning, getting results, beating everybody. But then when I said Chelsea was going to win the Champions League, it became a problem. Like I'm looking for favor from them. Good, they won it. That's not a problem. The season ended. I predicted that end of that season that Germany was going to win the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil. First off, no European team have won the World Cup in South America or outside of Europe, apart from Spain who won it in South Africa, in Africa. And that was the first time Africa was hosting. So in the normal order, Europe win their tournament in Europe and South America win their tournament in South America. Right. The other rest of the country rest of the world win their tournament in their own part of the world. So it was ridiculous. And then at the same time, I said Man United was going to go 10 years without winning the title. And then they were going to end the season when they announced Moyes in 7th position. So I was caught when the barriers started coming, people started attacking because one Man United fan went on Facebook and took my son's picture. My son was 2 years at the time. No, 1 year going to 2. And posted it and said my son was going to die in the next 1 year. And so one thing led to the other. People in the office, they saw it and took it to the chairman and to warn me to take it easy. So the chairman called a meeting. So we that and they do want to me too. Called a meeting and said I should stop, making these predictions. I should stop I should be working according to script. I should just be reading the stories, do my analysis, and go. Don't do that. I'm infuriating people. They might come to the studio to burn this place one day and cause problem. And I told him myself that you get 2 choices here. Leave me to do my thing the way I want because that's on the contract that I negotiated with you, or terminate my contract and let me go. But to gag me and tell me what to say and what not to say, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm going to leave this one. If this person sabi do voodoo or anything, not going to make it live better. You will kill my son. You know where I come from. You tend to keep us speaking na Facebook post. So I didn't bother. But the guy didn't like his radio station. He didn't like it. 2 days later, his wife called me that she's coming to the office. I should wait. I waited. She came and said all sort of things. I said, I'm not that I should apologize to the Man United fans. I should take it easy. I should tone it down, even though I will do it later. I doubled down. The next morning, I went on air and I said Man United would suffer. But guess what? Chelsea won the league title. And now, to flip the script, they sacked Roberto Di Matteo and I brought in Rafael Benitez. I now said Chelsea were going to be knocked out of the group stage. Remember, I don't remember any defending champion of the Champions League that got knocked out of the group stage. I said Chelsea were going to be knocked out of the group stage and they were going to go on to win the UEFA Europa Cup because that's what Rafael Benitez is good at. And somebody reminded me that, but he won the Champions League with Liverpool. I said yes, but this is his staying. He's a cup team, and this team is not good enough to win the Champions League. They'll go on to win and probably win maybe a domestic cup, but the league title, they should forget about it. You know how angry Chelsea fans were? Said the first time they were winning the league, the Champions League, and I'm stupidly saying they were going to get knocked out of the group stage. It didn't make sense to them, right? But guess what? They got knocked out of the group stage. They went on to win the Europa Cup. When you do this job, you must stand by what you believe. So people will give you opinion. People will say all sort of things. When I said Man United was going to finish 7th the following season after Sir Alex left, it didn't make sense because in the history of the Premier League, the lowest they've gone is 3rd. And maybe 2 occasions. The other one is 2nd. After that, winning. They win it 3 times twice. So what is really there? What's the pedigree? What's the backup for me to say that? But for me, I'm a football person and I understand that no group of an army can ever rise above the mentality of his leader. David Moyes is an expert in 7 position. I've been in dressing room and I've sat in that cubicle, that small corner where you sit down and coach is talking. And you can see that this coach is not a winner. I can never take us past this stage. And then I've sat down with coaches who wants to win, even though the squad is not good, but they want to win. And all of a sudden, we just start seeing ourselves like we're superheroes, like we're Avengers, like we have the Infinity Stones, the 5 Infinity Stones, and the snap of a finger will win matches against teams that are way better than us because we're coming at them because the guy who's leading us does not believe that we can lose. And we now bought into it. So, I took out a risk, like, you know what? This club cannot go past the Moyes ceiling. That's the Moyes ceiling. Even my colleagues were like, you shouldn't be doing this. You're putting all of us in danger. Tune it down. Take it easy. Because now the hate for you is going to rub off on us. And you know, some people are masters of eye service. You don't do it. They start. Well, I was short of queries, but guess what? Man United ended in 7th. Chelsea got knocked out of the group stage of the Champions League and went on to win the Europa Cup. If you think it, I think that the universe obey people. But you have to be 100% convinced as a human being for the universe to move for you. And when I was in Brilla, I wasn't desperate to be popular or to be loved by people. I was desperate to make a mark that when anybody comes again after me, if I fall down and dies, and anybody comes in to fill that box, it's not a shoe that they can wear. It's not, right? So that was it. So for you, Jairo, you've got to be convinced. You know, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do it. You know how many times we put on content on this YouTube and oh, God. YouTube will done content, will spend money, millions. I spent 11.2 something million to create around the MPFA content. No single one of those interviews did 1,000 views. No single one. Recently, we put Coach Paul of 4 video out. It got less than 500 views. You know the stress. That interview cost me so much stress that Gordon and away, I swore not to talk to. I had to call him. To call his coach and give him permission because like I said, I didn't stop him. He had to say, "Oh, I'm not being sorry." We got to talk like say we'll be friends when we're sworn enemies, right? Because once I tell my team, and then your team is looking at you. Once I tell my team that we're going to do this, you have to prove that we can do it, and you have to show to your team that you're the kind of leader that would uproot Olumo Rock, Aso Rock, any kind of rock to get through Zuma Rock, to get through and get the job done. So that tomorrow when you tell them go ahead of me and go and do anything, they'll say if Oga dey here, now so you go do them. So we too, let's go ahead. That's the kind of team you're racing. So I had to do all that. And then you finish, you get less than 500 views. Or is it one we spend over 10 million naira to go to Dubai and come back? I love what we did there, but the views didn't match what we invested. So it's always going to be like that. And then you sit down, we went to Ibadan. Dimeji Lawal was not part of the conversation, and we finished doing the interview, and Dimeji Lawal's interview, Dimeji Lawal will not get senior career, will nobody remember, have more views, 22,000 views, than Mucha Adekboju. See, Jonathan Akpobore was like one of the best interviews that I've done in terms of the conversation we had. He not even do 5K views. Now, Etimesin, not too many people know him. It's still counting. 7 days ago, it's 11K. Could have been better, but comparing to the others, Coach Afro is 461. Imagine. This interview was way more expensive than Etimesin's interview. So I mean, I'll be just where we all drive, go Abraham and come back, go Lagos Business, go sit down, do interview finish, and then we'll put it up there. Just maybe it's more extra money that I spend giving to the guy, and here and there. But nothing happened. So there is no, I don't sit here and tell you that I know how it works, but you just got to stay consistent, keep working, keep grinding. Your result will come. That's what I think. Okay. Let's look at some of the Olafa says no, Rob Holding was playing most of those games before he was included after the Liverpool game at Anfield. Jerry Sampson says before you met your wife, do you have any plan before to marry a white woman? I think somebody's asked me this question before. So when I was playing football, practically dated all the people that I dated when I was in Europe were white. So I could have married a wife, but then there are two people that changed it. There was Winnie, the Scottish girl that I dated that had already removed her ovaries, and she said she will not have children. She doesn't want to have children. I was like, okay, white people, you get away with the Christian. And then I dated this Russian girl who, would do everything but would tell you never touch my breast. Okay. And I remember dating a German girl who always had a gun by the side of the bed. It doesn't really connect because I could be sleeping, snoring, enjoying my sleep in my dream, or laughing in my sleep, and she thinks that I'm laughing at another woman in my dream, and then she just said, "You're gonna shoot my head." I said, "Man, these white people, no, they're not good. Black people can take your money, break your heart, but they'll not kill you." So I think I'm okay. So white, nah, I'm not discriminating against them, but nah, I make up my mind. I dated them, and I make up my mind that road is not the road. This road is not my road. I'm just passing through. That's not my road. Tamita says you get balls or dragging on another level. It's just conviction. It's just conviction. That's it. Olatunji Emmanuel say, if you were United, would you prefer Amorim comes now or Ruud is coach till end of the season, considering that OGS did well as interim, and when he was given the contract, the story was different. So we'll still have a little bit of time. Let me put this in the context of how I think, right? Having seen all the things that Man United have seen and all the coaches that they've gone through, one of the things I'm going to say for free is that the longer Ruud van Nistelrooy stays, the higher the chances of Man United having a problem with Amorim, because Ruud van Nistelrooy will win these guys over and become the guy that they love and they want to play for, and nothing is wrong, because Ruud van Nistelrooy might have to now leave at a time when nothing is wrong, where it seems like the ship is not coasting and turning away from disaster direction, from the iceberg that would tear them to two like the Titanic, and start heading in the right direction. And then they will bring Amorim, but then Amorim will come in and not be able to really understand the language of the ship, and then he would have trouble either turning in the right direction by luck or by virtue of who he is, like we saw when he slot, or making the mistake and turning them back again to face the iceberg. I'm using Alagos now to describe this situation. So if they wanted Amorim, they should get him, do everything to get him now. But if they leave him to probably, the next international break is not for, it's November. They leave him to then, that's like 3 weeks more, and then, let's say hypothetically 3 weeks, Ruud van Nistelrooy played 3 or 4 games and he wins every game by 5 goals, scoring 5 goals, whatever I consider, I don't know, but he wins every game and score 5 goals in each of those games. do you not think that whether new coach bans or not, that dressing room would have feel like this guy touches a button that makes us click? I have people, let me give you a good example. I have people who are working in other radio and TV station who every day send me message that if I have a project, like I'm going to cover the Super Eagles camp, or I'm going to AFCON, or I'm going to All African Games, they want to work with me. You know why? Because of how I treat people who work with me. Not necessarily because I have more money than the organization that they work for, but because of how I treat the people that work with me in projects. So everybody wants to have that Edafi's experience, that thing, that beauty that comes with working in my surrounding. So you would have touched something. And then you now bring in Amorim, and Amorim probably could be cut off a different cloth, and he wants to run things differently. Remember, Amorim is a Antonio Conte type of guy. Hands-on, do my way or the highway, powerful, your creativity is not my business. I want you to do it my way, run the play the way I want you to run the play. And then the players are like, oh, this is another Eric Ten Hag hybrid in a different scheme. Okay, we'll show him what we know how to do. I mean, that's what happened with AVB at Chelsea. AVB is not a bad coach, but at Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur, he wanted to do it his way. Especially, do you know who I am? I won the UEFA Cup. I'm this, I'm that. And then that was the problem he had in the dressing room. It's not his ball. His ball was good. His handling of the dressing room was bad. And so I would have. I like Roman Abramovich style. Sack a coach, bring a new one immediately. No time to waste. All this delay will cause problem. All this delay, it's not one of the best things to do. You don't. Interim coaches are like rebound girlfriend. They keep being your rebound sex till they enjoy you so much they start becoming the ones who sabotage any of your other relationship. So it's one of those things. Remember that when a coach lives in a bad situation, it cuts communication with the players. But when a coach is, in good terms with the players and he leaves, everything you are doing here, they are feeding it. When I left Brilla, a section of the staff was feeding me. They have been in a meeting, staff meeting, they'll be recording it and be sending it to me. You understand? So think about that. If it happens in that kind of low level, don't talk about that very high level. So I would rather they bring Amorim now than wait for all this detour. And I think for me it's a waste of time anyway. Adegoke Obembe, sorry if I pronounce the name badly. Good to hear the good works and predictions you've done in the past. Shodik Maguire misses good morning, boss. I read on Twitter a few hours ago that Amorim have asked Manchester United management to allow him play their Champions League match against Man City next week before flying to sign. He's still got a lot of time to do that signing, so they should allow him. Tell me, I say, who be this Chinese man? Not be Chinese, so I think it's from one of those African countries. Should I say the new contract? It will be an interesting match next week if the news is true. We will see what happens. It adds credence to his CV if he beat Man City. But it creates a problem. Man City trash him. Like, Pep Guardiola trash him like 5. So that's the guy that Man United is bringing. With a more stable team, Man City have beaten him 5. So what will he do with a struggling Man United team? So there's a whole lot of the media, when the press, so we know all this kind of talk. The media will have a lot to feed on. But I'm an onlooker, I'm on the side. I'm enjoying the drama. I just think that if I'm the management, I'll be a lot more decisive, more proactive, and not create a sinking sand for Amorim with whatever Ruud van Nistelrooy would be doing in the next 2, 3, or 4 weeks. Then international break, your players go out on international break, you sign on, and then you're waiting for them, you're talking to them on the phone, they're looking at you, and your first call is, hello, who's this? I don't think that's fine. I like walking through the door, first man in, every other person coming, you're standing there, you're shaking them, hey, welcome, my name is Amorim, I'm your new manager. The introduction will be made, but then you make your personal one-on-one impression on them, and you call them for a team meeting that morning, and you tell them, this is how you will play. He obviously would have taken time to study Man United, know what is good, what is bad, what is, what needs to change, and tell them from the get-go, guys, you're not bad players. Because no player wants to hear a coach tell them that you're bad players. You're not bad players. You all are top quality, excellent players, even overrated and exaggerated. And then tell them, this is a problem with the team. It's not you as an individual, it's the team. This is the problem with the team. This is the problem with the team. But while we're focusing on the problem, let's look at all of the things that are good about the team. And then when it says that, the next thing he goes on to tell them is that, look, I don't care what the problem is. I think that the qualities you've got right now, this is my management style. I think that the qualities you've got right now, you guys have not been allowed to show it and focus on it. That every minute you play, you've been fine-tuned and honed to think of your problem more than your strength, so that every time you're playing a game, you're thinking of the damages that your problem will cause, instead of you to think of how powerful your strengths are that can make you overrun the opposition. So once one goal is scored, if you look at the body language of Man United, they consider a goal, you see Bruno Fernandes' hand on his head, you see everybody, because they're dejected, they're like, oh, not again, it's going to happen again, and that problem is going to come again. But if they put themselves in a place where somebody shows them, and I think that's what Pep Guardiola does, that's what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do, just tell them that, look, guys, you guys are the best in the league. Everybody just wants you to fail because you're too good, and they need your failure to justify their own mediocrity and inadequacies. So your job is to keep winning. Forget all this thing. Leave these 115 count charges. That's not your business. That's the job of the guys in the boardroom. If it gets bad, you can move to other club. But for now, let it be said that when you were playing here, you kept winning. There's no record that you did not break. You won the Champions League for them. You won the Carabao Cup. You won the FA Cup. You won the league 4 times in a row, and you're going for the 5th one. And the players like, you know what? We can do it. Oh, we can do it. And then they go, because people buy into what they hear. I gave you the experiment of a woman who is very beautiful, ravishingly beautiful, and always smiling. And they say that nobody can make her frown. And some people said we can make this woman frown and depressed. So this is what they did. Where she's coming, she works in the church office. They set up like 10 people in different locations from when she comes down from her car till she gets to the office. And they're like, the first person, hi sister. So let's say Ruud is her name now. Let's use Ruud and play. Hey, Sister Ruud, good morning. Hi, how are you? What happened today? Something is off with you. They're very simple, innocuous, subliminal jive. I said, really? No, nothing. I'm fine. The energy was still there because that's who she is. And like 5 steps down, somebody's like, Sister Rose, are you okay? Good morning. It's a very simple nudge, not deliberate. Are you okay? And then the third person, Sister Rose, is everything all right? Are you sick? Is everything all right with the family at home? Everything okay? That's the third person. By the time she got to the 6th person, she didn't go to her office. She go back to her car, depressed, sad, and feeling. She started saying she's feeling sick. She called in sick and went home. She wasn't sick. She was fine. It's the word that she was told repeatedly, and she let it sink in. So it's the same thing with footballers. When you are told every day in the media that you're not good enough, you're saboteurs, you sell out, you're this or that, and then you don't have a coach who buffer you. That's what Jose Mourinho does. Who buffer you and protect you from all of that, and go out in the press and tell the world that Drogba is the best striker in the world. Eden Hazard is better than Messi and Ronaldo, and this one and this, and then it's like, okay, my coach think I'm better than all that shit. Who care what the media is saying? Who's the media? And then the coach comes out and say, this guy in the media give you a CV of his career. I say when he was playing, this is what he did. He wasn't even as good as he was playing in my team. So what are you really saying? And that changes the narrative, right? So that's the kind of thing that you need, especially now when you're playing for a team. But I'm just talking. Who am I? I'm just one guy who's talking crap on YouTube to grow my YouTube numbers. What do I really know? But having said that, in the absence of any more, there's so many questions on my what's it called? On my what's Jesus Christ? I beg you, what's Apple? See, what's be on this one? I beg. Let's pack it up and go. If you want to comment, come comment on the YouTube channel. I know get time. Well, guys, if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do well to subscribe and help us grow. Like I said, I have plans to go to Europe next year in March. What's the intention? It's not just to go there and tour and snap picture and come back. I'm not really good with pictures anyway. But it's there's a pool of Nigerians, ex-players, Jerry Shakboke, Furu Yenemi, Kenneth Zaigbo, quite a lot of them who are in Europe, who not every interview I want to do via Zoom. I like the one-on-one experience with these players. It makes them open up the more. And the Zoom interview sometimes take too much stress. I just did Richard Obokirina. It takes a whole lot to put together. And sometimes because they are over there in the Zoom, the answers are short. But when you are together. If you go back and watch my Jonathan Kobere interview or the Etimesin interview, notice that it's different from the ones I do in Zoom. The one I do in Zoom that was really open was Sandolise, and that's because we had a long talk leading up to the interview. So I want to go have a one-on-one and also push the barriers and see if I can also, there's a few other African players that are there. I will give it a try and see if it will work, like Jairo is asking. It's another experiment that I hope to work. And so support us as best as you can. Help us get your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for always watching. Thank you for those of you who send us super chat and send us money and call in to say, what can I do to help? I really do appreciate. God bless you. As we sign out today, remember to be the very best of who God created you to be. Don't be the problem, but the solution to what the nation need. My name is Edafi Matias. You love to come in Elegbete on the spot. It's been a Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. Stream live on the Elegbete TV Sports YouTube channel. Oh boy, and do have for yourself a wonderful day. Tomorrow, we do the Physiology show on this station. Bye-bye.